After the death of her brother in 1915, Catherine Mansfield and I moved to Bandol in France, near Marseille. It was, without doubt, the happiest time of our life together, one to which we looked back with love and a certain incredulity in the after years when Catherine's illness separated us. We could have written, like R.L. Stevenson, happy I was happy once, that was in Bandol. It was by no great effort of will that we ignored the war. We did it spontaneously and without a tremor of conscience. Whether we deserved our happiness, it is not for mortals to decide.
So hungry. Ooh. I keep imagining beefsteak and fried potatoes.
Please.
Jason, I meant to write. Slowly she walked up the back steps and through the scullery into the kitchen. Nothing was left in it but a lump of gritty yellow soap. Instead, I found myself writing, nothing was left in it but a sirloin of beef, well browned, with plenty of gravy and baked potatoes.
I'm not hungry. I could carry on till 1.
I don't believe you. You couldn't.
It must be my superior powers of concentration. Like Dostoevsky, my soul gives my body nourishment.
How horrible. Is that what you're saying? Midi, sun.
It's time.
Lunch at last.
I'm not saying I'm not hungry now. I'm ravenous. I'm simply saying that I wasn't hungry before. I had no hunger pangs at all.
You're so much more serious than I am, Bogey.
I know that.
So much less a prey to human frailty. A rumbling tummy could never distract you.
Exactly.
You bend your fine mind.
Yes.
Nothing but Dostoevsky, boy, in your finely minded head-down head.
D'accord. Je suis plus sérieux que toi.
More pâté?
Please. Oh. My human frailties come hurtling back now, though. But you must admit, I did hold on better than you.
Oh, yes, you were concentrating so hard you didn't notice when I put the clock on the whole hour.
Whole hour?
These are 11s, is really...
Wait! Oh, wait!
Jack, I don't think I can ever go back to England.
We'll have to. At least I will, once I finish the book.
I shall read it and make hundreds of beastly criticisms, so many you can't ignore them. And then it'll take you years to correct them, and we won't have to go back.
All right. The highest virtue is to be happy.
Is it?
Lawrence has asked us again to Cornwall.
We won't go, will we? Cornwall will kill me after here. Tell me we won't.
I think you're jealous of Lawrence.
I am. He does so influence you, darling, more than I do.
Nonsense.
He does. Anyway, he's miles away in stodgy old England. Here's the nearest I can get to home, to New Zealand. And it does do my rheumatism good. I've hardly complained once this last week, have I?
Perhaps you're not going to die of heart failure after all.
You mustn't joke about it. I could easily if we have to go back to England.
They extend the classification of the National Service. I'll have to go back.
Or stay here till you're fished out.
That'd be shameful. I don't suppose I'll ever be more than non-competent.
Thank God.
I suppose we ought to feel guilty. The way we ignore the war almost completely.
It didn't ignore my brother. It's strange.
What is?
When I'm not writing, you won't be cross. I feel Chummy calling me.
Do you?
And he's not happy, but when I write or I'm in a state of writing, then it seems to me he's calm, quiet. Last night, when I didn't come up to bed straight away...
I thought you were writing a poem.
No, I was just doodling. I heard him call as though from our room.
Probably me snoring.
No, it wasn't. So I obeyed his call, not your snores. And I came upstairs. I sat by the window in the dark. The moon got very bright, so did the stars. They seemed to move as I watched. I could see the curve of the sea and the curve of the land, embracing. And above in the sky, a round sweep of cloud. Perhaps those half circles were magic.
Very, I should think.
Good, so do I. But then I leaned out of the window and...
I'm not at all cross.
I seemed to see Chummy dotted all over the field. On his back, on his face, huddled up, half pressed into the earth. Wherever I looked, there he lay dead. It seemed to me that God had shown him to me like that for some express purpose. I knelt by the bed.
Perhaps you should have woken me.
I couldn't have. I tried to pray, but I couldn't. I wasn't in an active state of grace. I'd done no work. You see, to pacify his spirit.
But you've worked today.
That's so I could tell you. Bogey, hold me.
Oh.
Do you know, when I go to sleep thinking of him, when I wake, I feel I'm he. My face has become his. The lines of my mouth have changed. I've even blinked myself awake exactly as he used to.
It's like Palinurus.
Is it? What did he do?
He steered a Aeneas boat from Troy. He fell into the sea in his sleep and was washed ashore, still alive. The inhabitants of the place, it was called Veli, murdered him for his clothes and left him unburied. The ship sailed on for a while, oblivious, until his restless spirit, unannealed, so haunted his former shipmates that Aeneas was forced to return to build a tomb for him upon that coast. A shelfy coast, long infamous for ships and sailors lost, and white with bones.
But when the monument was built, he rested.
Of course.
What if I can't get the monument quite right yet?
You will. You will.
this one of the home products?
Yes, dear.
The butcher doesn't come every day. Just 3 times a week.
Who'd expect otherwise? Now we've stuck ourselves out here, miles away from town.
But the air, Beryl. Think of the fresh air. Do the children like the new house?
I don't know. Keziah got tossed by a mad bull.
No.
Linda's teasing.
Oh, I do wish you wouldn't, dear. This is a superb bird. You know, Father would say this was one of those ducks whose mother must have played to it in infancy upon the German flute. And the sweet strains of the dulcet instrument acted with such effect upon the infant mind.
Put her back. Put her back.
Have to have somewhere flat. And I'm at our place. I can walk right round the monkey tree. Can't I, Rags?
Nearly. Stand on your head on the veranda. That's quite flat.
No, Smarty. It's got to be somewhere soft. Otherwise, if you give a jerk and fall over, something in your neck goes click and it breaks. See? Dad told us it breaks right off.
Will you come with me then? And I'll show you how the kings of Ireland cut off the head of a duck. Come on, then.
A real duck's head, one of ours from the paddock.
It is.
Let's keep hold of Snooker's head if there's going to be any blood about. The sight of blood sometimes makes him awfully wild.
He's a fighting dog. You see, that's what he smells.
Is that the truth? There's the little Irish Navy. Look at the old Admiral there with a fine green neck and a grand little flagstaff at his tail, eh? Come on. Lid, 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 lid. Lid, 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 lid. Come on now. Come on. Lid, 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 lid. Come on. Come on now. Lid, 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 lid. Come on now. Come on. Come on now. Come on. Lid, 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 lid. Come on. Come on. Come on now. Right. They can't bite. They haven't got any teeth. Only these little holes in their beaks to breathe through.
Some more, Beryl.
I couldn't, Stanley. Really, I couldn't.
You couldn't. But, Beryl, I've always said, and I'll say it again. In fact, I'm willing to state it in a court of law, that you and I are the only people in this house with a real feeling for food.
You'll be cold, child.
I won't.
Oh, look at the adder.
It's as if it's floating on the sea towards us. Don't you feel it's floating, Mother?
I believe it's going to flower this very year. Wouldn't that be wonderfully lucky? At the top there. All those buds. Or is it only an effect of the light?
It's just like a mast. And they're rowing us away. Faster. Faster. And not even waving goodbye. I believe they are buds.
So do I.
Grandma!
Oh, you are cold, child. You'd better go back in.
Granny!
My sakes, what's that?
Granny!
Oh, good gracious, child.
Tell them to put it back. Tell. He must put it back.
You must, darling.
Pat must.
Put back what, Keziah?
The head. The duck's head. He chopped it off and it ran round and round.
Oh.
But we've eaten the duck, darling. It's all gone.
Oh, you mustn't mind so much. Look. Look at the tree. Oh, you are a lump.
What is it?
That is an aloe, Keziah.
It's got cruel leaves. Does it have roots or claws?
Dear, dear. Roots, of course.
Does it ever have any flowers?
Yes, my child. Once every 100 years.
It's the most tedious war work imaginable. I have to read all the German newspapers every single day for the War Office.
No chance for you to blossom at all.
Oh, none whatsoever. I creep home exhausted, utterly drained, quite dead. Oh.
But it's safer than the front.
Oh, yes, Carrington. I had an attack of pleurisy 2 years ago to thank for that.
He painted every chair black. Perfectly good Victorian chairs.
And you interpreted this as an expression of Murray's mood in Cornwall.
Oh, he funked it. Of course, Mansfield encouraged him. She never wanted to come to Cornwall in the first place, since she and Murray had been so happy in France.
Oh, one can hardly blame her.
Oh, well, I can. See, she has to possess. She never allows her instincts a chance. I know it's false and deadly between her and Murray. You can see it's always the head. It's obscene. And her end will be so, too.
Poor Catherine, with you as her prophet.
She's sapping his most vital livingness. You see, when I proposed, it was possible for there to be a bond, a blood bond of brotherhood between Murray and me. He imagined, with his headness, his suburban headness, that I meant some kind of occult bloodletting ceremony at dead of night. Oh, God. Can't he realize there can be total love between men as well? Alongside marriage between man and woman.
I did hear that he and Mansfield had broken up. They're living apart now. He says his work at the War Office leaves him so tired.
He's sucked dry. She's a vampire.
Which would you rather have? Hot milk or OXO?
OXO, please.
Don't you think you'd rather have hot milk?
No thanks, OXO, please.
You oughtn't to go to Garsington. It's too far for you.
I must see Jack. He's been down there for a week, and I promised Ottilie.
I could wire. Jack would come.
Oh, Leslie, you're such a telegrammer.
I wish you would have hot milk, just to please me.
No thanks. OXO, please.
Very well, dear. What about having OXO in the hot milk? Isn't that a good idea?
Plain OXO, please.
It could get onto your chest.
My cold's just a cold. Oh, you do fuss so, darling.
Oh, dear. afraid there isn't any OXO left. Well, will you have milk?
Found you.
I haven't been skulking. You may have, but I haven't.
Lawrence, we can still be friends. I insist we can.
It's a peculiarly nasty kind of humbug, Murray.
You think so?
You can't even express yourself. As I saw from the first page of your Dostoevsky book.
You've read it?
No. He's inessential. Like the rest of them, Dostoevsky just sticks his head between the feet of Christ and waggles his behind in the air.
You despise Dostoevsky as much as that?
More. Ineffably.
I find it difficult to believe.
I'm sure you do. You, having trundled out a whole book about him. And when I think what I offered you at Tregarthen and how you rejected me as absurd, you who put love and marriage on a pedestal.
I'm not married to Catherine.
Oh, but you would be. Oh, how you would be if she were free.
Yes.
The union, I proposed, would have been false and impossible, you said. You utterly refused to acknowledge the pre-mental reality. So you're dead. Quite dead. Offered life, you choose the dominion of Aphrodite the Deadly. Even your physical bond with Catherine is conscious, mental, it's disgusting. But look, you can't even be angry with me!
I'm sorry, I agree, I am self-conscious. It hurts me too.
You die of it. Suppose I were to suggest a Japanese wrestling match. Both of us naked. You'd reject me, wouldn't you? As being grubbily homosexual. Oh, Jack. I can see you lying down to die in the cold snow of your own self-regard.
Catherine?
It got so cold in the dog cart coming from the station.
Brandy, I'll fetch you some brandy.
Leslie tried to forbid me to come, but I had to do.
Lawrence! Stay here. You must stay here, I insist.
No,
Please, my darling.
I'll be all right now I've seen you. I promise you I'll be all right in no time, darling.
Oh.
But I'm mending fast, Bergie. The doctor says I'll be fine if I just lie low for a week. I think he thought I was a pirate. Yow, yow. He's a fearfully nice doctor. He's read Tolstoy. Oh, don't. Two absolutely loathsome females came here yesterday to look over. Is that legal? They said it was. The landlord had given them permission since I was leaving. They made the floor filthy and said this was a quaint little place, not big enough for real furniture. Oh, well, how I loathe the English.
Well, you'll be in France again soon.
Oh, but I'm not going. You haven't enough money.
But I have. No. I earn far more at the War Office than I ever got writing for the Westminster Gazette. You'll be able to travel in the greatest comfort.
Well, I'll be better in a week. No. We're both used to pleurisy, darling. We're quite inured to it. Ain't we?
There you are.
Let's go and sit over there, where we can see the drive. The trees are so lovely.
Well, where's your shawl?
How silly I am. I've left it upstairs on the bed. Never mind. Don't go for it. I shan't want it. I know I shan't.
You better have it.
Vous désirez, monsieur?
Chagrin d'amour dure toute la vie.
What happened? What kept you?
Nothing. The room was in turmoil. The girl was doing it.
Poor Robert. Thank you. That's very nice. See? The tea's come. I've sent Antonio off with the hot water. It's extraordinary. I must have told him at least 60 times to bring it, and still he doesn't. Move up your chair, darling. Such miles away.
No, it's not. I'm fine here.
The shawl is a comfort, darling. One does just feel the air when one leans forward.
Oh, no, nothing to eat.
Do.
Just one, then.
That's my Robert. Oh, there's trees along the drive. I could look at them forever. They're like the most exquisite large ferns. You see that one, darling? That one with the silver grey bark and the clusters of cream-colored flowers, that one, see? Yesterday, I pulled down a head of one of them to smell, and oh, the scent. Oh, it's just like freshly ground nutmegs. You do know what nutmegs smell like, don't you, Robert?
Now, how am I going to prove to you that I do?
Oh, the post. How lovely. Robert, they mustn't be all for you. Have they just come, Antonio?
Just this moment.
There. There's mine. Robert, the rest are yours. Ah, it's from Lottie. Poor dear, such trouble. Her left foot, she thought it was neuritis, but Dr. Blythe has recommended massage for flat feet. The new maid's most satisfactory, she says. Heavy fall of snow. Snow, Robert. Think of it, darling. Snow in London. Ah. The lawn will be covered with wavy patterns of little cat's paws. Do you remember when I first showed our Pussy-Week the snow? He didn't like it on his paws at all, did he?
No.
More tea, darling?
No, thanks. It's very good.
Mine wasn't. It was just like chopped hay. Oh! Here come the honeymoon couple.
Et moi, je suis mouillée. Pourquoi?
Mouillée? Ah, c'est à cause de moi qu'on touche.
Why have you been out? Yes, in a little boat. Look, we a good 7. 4 a good 2. But 3 we shall give away to the children.
Ah, yes.
Oh, will Clément so like a fish, huh?
Oh, Woodoo, darling. Woodoo.
Oui, mais je viens. Regarde.
You will sleep well tonight.
Robert, do you remember?
Robert?
Ah, there you are.
Shall we go for our little turn?
Right. Will you be warm enough?
Quite.
Sure.
Well, perhaps. It's not upstairs. It's hanging in the hall.
Right.
I didn't really need it after all. It's really too marvelously warm. Oh, I feel so well today. So much better. Good heavens! Look at those children. How very extraordinary. What made them so frightened? I mean, surely they're much too young.
Tray rum.
Oh, darling. Tray rum. You know, you really are very absurd sometimes.
I am.
I do love you. I can't walk any further. Sorry. I'm so tired.
We'll go back.
No, you go on. You need your constitutional. I'll be on the terrace by that delicious heliotrope. I've got my cape. I'll use it as a rug.
You sure you don't mind my going on?
Silly. I want you to go. I can't expect you to drag after your invalid wife every minute now, can I? How long will you be?
Well, it's just after 4:30 now. I'll be back at 5:15. Are you sure you don't mind you're going back on your own?
Of course. 5:15 then.
Yeah. I had a thought.
Yes?
Would you like my watch?
Oh, yes. Very, very much. Oh. Now, off we go. Robert. Dear Robert.
Vous désirez, monsieur?
You're late. 3 minutes late. Did you have a nice time? Was it lovely? Here's your watch. It's been very good while you were away, faithfully ticking. Where did you go?
About the town. So put this on, it's getting chilly.
So it is. I can just feel it now. Sure. Shall we go to our room?
Sit down.
It isn't anything. I haven't been out too late. Don't be cross.
Drink this and don't talk.
I'm sorry.
Would you like a cushion?
No, I'm quite all right. Come over here. Don't be miles away. Sit down by me just for a minute. That's very nice. There. That's most becoming. All right.
Yes. Come along.
I couldn't eat anything. Not tonight.
But you must.
No. You go down, dear. If I don't come with you, you can eat out on the terrace. You know how you like that.
Oh, pas ici. Donne-moi celui-là, c'est celui que j'ai attrapé.
Non, c'est celui-là.
Non, c'est bien ça.
Non, je t'assure que non.
Eh bien, il me regarde de son œil, donc c'est bien celui-ci. Je suis d'accord.
That's better.
Vous désirez, monsieur?
Une omelette.
Fromage, fines herbes, champignons.
Fines herbes.
Robert?
Of course.
Oh, good. You're smoking a cigar. I love cigar smoke. I always did. Why don't you sit out on the balcony with it, darling? Such a moon. Have you seen the moon?
Oh, yes.
I can sleep now you're back. Burgers.
Shh.
Burgers.
You haven't called me that name for years.
Haven't I?
No. Not since...
When? Not since when?
Not since we first discovered that you were... You know... ill.
Are you sure?
Quite.
You're still bread and wine to me, darling. Bread and wine. And you do get on with your work from here, don't you?
Well, the Gazette's been very understanding.
So they should be. Who else could review French literature like you do?
Go to sleep.
Oh, dear. I'm going to be a bother. I'm sorry. Do you mind?
For what?
Oh, just as you were getting into bed, there's a wretched mosquito inside my net. I can hear him singing. Can you catch him for me, darling? I don't want to move because of my heart.
No, don't move. Stay exactly where you are. Now, where? Where's the little beggar?
Hey.
Have you spotted him?
Isn't that him by the corner?
Oh, which corner?
No, that one. There. Oh, I do feel such a fiend, darling, just as you were sinking into bed. Do you mind dreadfully?
Of course not. Shh, shh, shh. Got him.
Good. See a juicy one.
Beastly.
You're so clever. You always get them.
2 years practice. All right now, shall I switch out the light?
Yes. Yes, please. Boogles. You don't mind me calling you Boogles again, do you?
Well, it seems a bit... you know.
Come back. Just for a moment. Sit. Do sit. Give me a hand. I'm doing it for you, Boogles. Boogles. Come close. Listen. Listen. Do you mind awfully being out here with me?
Rot. What rot?
We shall be married at last when I come back from Bandol in April. I take the most childish delight in speaking of you as my husband, Bertie. Oh, my Bogey. I can't be ill away from you. I can't. Juliet! Juliet! It'll be unbelievable, quite. No, I won't. I won't peg out and leave scraps, bits of work, nothing really finished.
Katie?
Leslie, what have you gone for?
Well, didn't you get my wire?
No. Oh, Katie. But nothing works in France anymore. Did Jack tell you I was ill?
He said you wailed in a letter to him.
Oh, did he? I wailed, did I?
So well, anyway, I gave up my work at the factory, and I absolutely demanded a passport and a permit. Whew, the journey down here has been quite awful.
Oh, so is mine. 2 women, all in black, kept talking about illnesses all night. The big one said this coast was a fatal place for anyone with lung trouble. She reeled off the most hideous examples. You needn't have bothered to come. If I live up to expectations, I'll be dead in 3 weeks.
You mustn't joke about it.
Why not? I can, because I'm much better, not ill at all. And I did not wail to Jack. How dare he? He always gets so tortured the minute I'm inconvenient.
He wanted me to come.
I'm sure, so he didn't have to.
Well, you need someone
The
to
femme
look
de
after-
chambre is enough.
I'm sorry.
You're here now.
Katie, how can you?
I don't want anyone making sacrifices for me, Leslie. I'm perfectly fine. Fine and dandy. You mustn't take any notice of my moods, darling. They do swoop so. I get so irritable, so nervous, I could scream. If anyone starts talking, I just lose my puff. Feel my blood getting black.
I know.
One becomes vindictive and one wants to torment whoever's nearest to one.
Don't you think you've walked far enough, darling?
But you must see the villa. That's why we've come this way. We're nearly there. It's a perfect place. Perfect. Look. It can't be. God, it's gone. All the love, the heart gone out of it. Just the husk left.
Catherine Mansfield and Jack Murray were married at last on the 3rd of May, 1918. A year later found them living in Hampstead in their first real house. Jack, by this time, having achieved an adequate income as editor of the Athenaeum. They nicknamed the house the Elephant, and it was here, at KM's request, that I acted as housekeeper for them. It seemed the days of penny pinching, of endless lodgings and rented rooms were behind them. But Catherine's continuing tuberculosis forced her to winter abroad, first in Italy and then in France at Menton. These necessary separations imposed a great strain upon them both.
I dreamed I was on a boat going home to New Zealand, but you disappeared, and it was too late to find you or call you back. It was awful.
I'm still here. I made some tea, darling.
Did you go to the post office?
Of course. Yes, of course.
No letters?
No, I'm sorry.
Don't look so beaten. It's not your fault Jack hasn't written.
I know, but I'm afraid it's rather weak.
Oh, how sad. Oh, how very sad.
Sad? Tea?
Don't you think so? A cup of weak tea. One feels such a brute to take advantage of it.
Shall we wait until it's stronger?
No. It's not that I want desperately strong tea, darling. A cup of moderate strength will do. It almost rings the bell.
You always say it tastes of old pennies if it gets too strong.
Do I? I must curb my crude colonial tongue.
Jack really ought to have replied to your last letter. But I think how you've slaved at your reviews for him when the doctor said you must rest. If you ask me, it is he who behaves as if he's ill.
I don't think I want to talk about it, Leslie. Jack does as Jack does. Would you like to hear my confession? Don't look so shocked, darling. It's not a popish plot.
Are you sure you want me to?
Yes, I do. But you must listen still as a mouse. I'm too tender to be questioned.
I'll try.
The present agony will pass. If it doesn't kill, it won't last. Now I'm like a man who has had his heart torn out, but bear it, as in the physical world. So in the spiritual world, pain does not last forever. I do not want to die without leaving a record of my belief that suffering can be overcome. What must one do? There's no question of what Jack calls passing beyond it. This is false. One must submit. Do not resist. Be overwhelmed. Make it part of life. This is the mystery. I must pass from personal love, which has failed me, to greater love. I write that. I look up. The leaves move in the garden. The sky's pale. It is hard to make a good death. Don't cry. It's no use crying over life. Or spilt husbands.
key as usual. I felt in my bag, and there it wasn't. Is Nurse back with little Bee? Yes, Mum. And has the fruit come? Yes, Mum. Oh, they didn't forget the purple grapes. Oh, no, Mum. Everything's come. Everything? Impossible. No, it's possible. Today, suddenly, everything comes. Of course it does. Well, don't stare so, Mary. I'm not drunk and disorderly. I can't explain. Would you bring the fruit into the dining room, please? Yes, Mum. Oh, those pears. Will our tree have such pears, I wonder? I dare say we'll know in the autumn, Mum. Will that be all, Mum? Because Cook wants me for the taters. But they don't need peeling. They're unbelievably new. You just have to look at them and the skin falls off. I see, Mum. Oh, tell Cook not too many. Too many potatoes would be vulgar. Yes, Mum. Oh, you beauties. No, Bertha, control yourself. They've got a job to do. To bring the purple in the carpet up to the table. Hello? Harry! You're going to be late? Oh, darling, no, of course it doesn't matter. Of course I can get dinner put back 10 minutes. Darling, I know it's absurd, but just now, coming back to the house, I was overcome. Don't laugh. Yes, I know I'm keeping you from your work, but it was this feeling, it was as if I'd swallowed a ray of afternoon sun. A feeling of absolute bliss. Sheer... Yes? Oh, yes. Well, take a taxi when you've finished. Oh, easily. Eddie Warren's bound to be late. And Pearl Fulton, as you say, is a law unto herself.
Yes. And bye-bye, darling. Bye-bye.
Success?
Of course.
Must bear fruit. You won't be just ornamental, will you? Gosh. I'm too happy. But they're adorable monkeys.
The bourgeoisie don't think so, not at all. To them, my monkeys are a challenge, revolution. Why, oh, why is the middle class so stodgy? So utterly without a sense of humor? Eddie, what happy thoughts.
Aren't they? They grow whiter and whiter as the moon rises. My dear, you must design a room with black satin walls and a dado of white socks.
Eddie, you're...
Good evening, Norman.
How's the play, Warren?
In ruins. I've torn it all up. I despair of the theatre.
You won't have mine. And why doth the bridegroom tarry?
He telephoned.
Cares of office?
He swore he'd get a taxi. Ah, there he is now.
Hello! Oh, hello, you people. Down in 5 minutes.
Feeding time.
Oh, Right. Miss Fulton can't have forgotten, surely.
Oh, I expect so. You know, Miss Fulton's one of Bertha's finds. She's always falling in love with strange women.
I'm not.
Darling, you do. Waifs and strays, soulmates. Do you know, sometimes I get quite jealous.
Les belles dames sans souci.
Ou sans gêne.
No, I vote her cold, like all blonde women.
With a touch, possibly, of anemia of the brain.
Anemia of the brain, that's very good. Is she on the phone, do you know?
I'm not sure.
You can wait a little bit.
Well, on the phone or not, we must eat. Agreed?
I'm starving.
Oh, there's a taxi now. That must be her. She lives in taxis.
Oh, well, she'll run to fat if she does. Do you know, that's a frightful danger for blonde women.
Am I late?
Not at all. Come in.
My dear, you're too kind. I know I'm late.
I met her at the Alpha show. The weirdest little person. She'd not only cut her hair, but she seemed to have taken a dreadfully good snip at her arms and legs, and her neck, and her poor little nose as well.
Isn't she very lié with Michael Oates?
She was.
The man who wrote Love in False Teeth.
The very same. And doubtless he'll frizzle in Hades for it.
Yeah, I rather liked it. He wants to write a play for me, actually. One act, one man decides to commit suicide. Gives all the reasons, pro and con, and just as he's made up his mind, curtain.
Which way?
Well, he didn't say.
What's he going to call it? Stomach trouble?
I do think it rather a good notion, though. Not half bad.
Wonderful. But I think I've come across the same idea in a little French review. Quite unknown in England.
Oh, Birth of the Lamb is perfect. Admirable.
Quite delicious.
You know, I say it without shame. I have a passion for good food. Oh, the green of pistachio ices. Green and cold like the eyelids of Egyptian dancers.
Harry, you're a poet monkey.
Am I? The white flesh of the lobster.
Luxurious lobster nights, farewell.
Oh, you know that. It's my favorite. Pope. Dear, damned, distracting town, farewell. Thy fools no more I'll tease.
This year in peace ye critics dwell, ye harlots sleep at ease.
It's perfect. A perfect pear tree.
I did so want you to see it. You of all people. Have you ever known a feeling of perfect happiness?
Sure.
I have. Today. Tonight. Oh, it's like a dream.
Dear Bertha, I understand you completely.
We're like creatures from another world out here.
This is another world.
Your friendship means so much to me.
And yours to me. Dear, sweet Bertha.
What I want to do is to give the young men a show. I believe London's simply teeming with first chop unwritten plays. What I want to say to them is, here's the theatre, fire ahead.
Excuse me. Bertha, weren't you cold?
No, darling.
I blame Miss Fulton dragging you off into the garden.
She didn't.
Lady dear, I'm going to decorate a room for the Jacob Nathans.
Are you? Now, didn't he make his fortune in fish and chips?
Exactly. One is so tempted to do a fried fish scheme.
Oh, yes, never mind.
Why are you always so rude to Miss Fulton?
I'm not.
You are. Just now, when we came in from the garden...
And the backs of the chairs shaped like frying pans.
And little chipped potatoes all over the curtains.
You must do it for my sake, because I do love you so very much. And her. And Harry. I've never felt quite so much like this before. Oh, I'll show you in bed tonight how I want you.
Shush, darling. You're not threatening to leave us, I hope.
My dear, we are the victim of time and trains. You know our shame. We live in Hampstead.
A whiskey before you go?
No, thanks.
It's been so nice.
We've loved having you. Haven't we, Harry?
Oh, it's been splendid.
I do think.
But you mustn't miss your train. That's so awful.
Good night. Good night, Norman.
Good night.
Delicious food. I particularly like the way the lamb...
Trains.
Good night.
Good night.
I want the others to go too.
You funny pond.
Marble Arch? Then you can come part of the way in my taxi.
Marvellous. I simply couldn't face a drive alone.
Oh, not you two. Everybody wants to leave us.
It's been captivating, but...
There's a taxi rank just at the end of the street.
Now, Bertha, you're hurrying them away.
Oh, no, I only meant
She's
that...
quite right. I'll get my coat. Go and help.
Oh, yeah. Let me.
I see that you have Bilk's latest anthology. Have you read his new poem, Tarbell Don't?
No, I just got it yesterday. I haven't had time to read it
It's
yet.
absolutely wonderful. It's got the most brilliant opening line. Why must it always be tomato soup? Do let me read it to you. Let me see. Yes, here we are. Yeah, Tarbell Don't, page 23. It becomes a refrain, a kind of salve to an inward wound. Why must it always be tomato soup? It's so deeply true. Tomato soup is so dreadfully eternal. Don't you think?
Call a cab if you prefer.
No, it's not necessary. Thank you so much. Goodbye. Your lovely pear tree. I'm sure its fruit will match its blossom. Good night.
Harry, do read this poem.
Yes, I will. I will.
Going to happen now. Oh, God.
Well, darling, I've shut up shop.
Leslie! Leslie! Oh, God!
Katie, what is it?
That letter. That damnable Babesco.
She's written to you?
Yes.
How dare she?
She does very well. Oh, the coarseness of it. I'm treating Jack very badly, I am. Oh,
She
God.
says that?
And more. Oh, much more. She said, how can you, a sick woman away in France and quite unable to make any kind of proper life or happiness for John. John, she calls him John. Now I know he's a stranger to me. How dare you keep him tied to you? Katie. And Jack, when he does right, informs me so cheerfully, so apropos.
He's publishing a story of hers in the Athenaeum. Quite remarkable, a story rather like one of mine. An ordinary man. How could he be so furtive? I know he knows her, but how can he be so secret, so stickily ashamed with me when I've told him and told him I accept I cannot be a proper wife to him?
Darling, she's jealous, that's all.
I must telegraph to him. But what can I say? Come here, that's all I can say.
Don't say that.
Yes, yes, I must insist. He must come. He must, to explain.
I'm annihilated.
You are? And what am I? I had to read that woman's letter. I told you, to feel free, but not to tell me about her.
I haven't, I didn't. How was I to know that Elizabeth Bibesco was going to write to you?
She didn't even tell you.
No.
It seems you're both virtuosos of evasiveness.
Really?
To be so backstairs about it.
Please. You're contradicting yourself. First, I'm not to tell you, and I'm being evasive.
Of course I'm contradicting myself. Oh, God, I'm ill, Jack, ill. I'm dying, and that's what you can't forgive, isn't it? Look at you now, pale, exhausted.
But Jane,
It's not. It's me that exhausts you. That's why you're so glad, so inwardly glad every time I go in search of another cure.
That's quite unfair!
No, it's true. It's been true for 3 years. I drive you distracted. You can't bear watching me suffer.
No, I can't. I need you well, to get strong, to live our life, so that we can live our life. Do you imagine at all that I live away from you? I don't. I go right apart from the world. But I can't. I can't watch you not eat. I can't watch you not sleep or rest. Wig, how can I just stand by and watch you die?
I won't, not if you're here beside me. I'm only well when you're here.
You're not.
I am. Oh, Pokey, I want you. I've nothing else. I'm homeless. I'm uprooted. I wake in the dark and I hear the sea wailing. I dream horrible dreams of loss, of death. And when I'm awake, I light a candle. I watch my watch racing round and round. Oh, the imbecility of it, my little watch running a race with itself.
You don't believe that we'll ever have our house together?
I don't want a house.
Our dream? Don't you believe in the farm? Well, we wouldn't even get to call it after your brother. The duck pond, the elms.
It's idiotic to hope. Waste of energy. I won't hope.
Katie? Shall I? Do you want me to come in? darling.
Never. Never forgive. You've got to swear you'll never forgive Jack for what he's done to me.
I won't, darling.
Quite alone, huh? Both of us. Just us.
What? I wonder... Go on, Con.
No. It was a private thought, Jug.
Oh. What's that? Mouse. It can't be. There aren't any crumbs.
Why, it doesn't know there aren't. Oh, poor little things. I can't think how they manage to live at all.
Who?
Mice.
How can you, Con? How can you? When we're burying Father tomorrow?
Nurse Andrews has been a tower of strength, hasn't she?
Absolutely.
Don't you think it would be rather nice if we asked her to stay on for a week?
Very nice.
I could just say after the funeral, when I pay her. My sister and I would be awfully pleased after all you've done for us, Nurse Andrews, if you would stay on for a week.
As our guest.
Of course, as our guest. Otherwise she'd expect to be paid, wouldn't she?
Yes, I'm sure she would.
Exactly. So I must say, as our guest...
Jug?
Mm-hmm. Yes?
Ought we to have our dressing gowns dyed as well?
Black?
Well, it doesn't seem sincere to wear black when we're fully dressed out of doors. And then when we're at home...
Nobody sees us at home, Con.
Nurse Andrews does. And Kate.
Oh, but we don't mind what the maid thinks, Constantia.
Don't we?
Oh, they're fast asleep. The old tabbies. Do you want to see the corpse?
Me?
You can. There's only the nurse. The old boy was a terror. Ruled the two cats with a rod of iron. You should have seen them scurry. He liked me. I cheeked him back. The old devil.
Bet you did.
Kate, this is a house of the dead.
Oh, speak for yourself, nurse. Can my young man see the corpse?
Certainly not.
Oh, go on. You've laid him out so nice. See a stick? Oh, he did used to bang with that, didn't he, nurse? And shout! Oh, do this, do that, stop this, stop that. A regular tartar. And cheeky. The games he got up to when I cleaned the grate. At his age.
Have you no respect?
Oh, he had a high old time. And I'll tell you one thing. If he be my old dad, I'd dance on his grave.
How did we dare? How did we?
But we had to, Jug.
We shouldn't have.
We couldn't not have buried him. We couldn't have left him unburied, dear?
I don't know.
Not in a flat the size of ours.
I feel we ought to have tried. Just for a time at least. To make perfectly sure. I can hear him call. You did what? You had me buried. Oh, it's all so dreadful. One thing's certain. He'll never forgive us. Father'll never forgive us for this. Never.
Have you got enough stamps?
Really, Con, how can I tell? We miss our dear father so much.
I was wondering. Do you think, Jug, that it was perhaps a mistake asking Nurse Andrews to stay on after the...
Oh, she was awfully kind to Father, Con.
I know. But it does mean sit-down meals. And you can't deny it, Jug. She does take advantage.
When I was with Lady Tukes, she had such a dainty contrivance for the butter.
Would you ring, Con?
It was a silver cupid, balanced on the border of a glass dish, holding a dainty fork.
Con, would you ring for dessert?
Oh, I'm sorry, Jug.
Is there perhaps just an inch more bread? Thank you, Miss Constantia. When you wanted some butter, you simply pressed his foot, and he bent down and speared you a piece. It was quite a game. Ah, blancmange.
Oh, Kate, could we have some jam? Please.
I'm afraid there isn't any jam.
Oh, what a bother.
We can't disturb Kate again. She might...
I know. There's some marmalade in the sideboard.
I do hope it isn't very bitter marmalade.
Speaking of Benny, our brother. He'll expect us to send him something of Father's, of course.
It's so difficult to know what to send to Ceylon. There's no post, only runners.
I think his watch would be the most suitable present.
Would you trust a gold watch to a native?
We could disguise it. Nobody would know it was a watch. There's that corset box in our cupboard, Con. We always thought it might come in for something. Well, even a native
Corset box, Jack? But it's got writing on it. Medium women's 28. Extra trim busks.
You think it might be almost too much of a surprise, finding Father's watch inside?
Yes, Jug, I do. Then there's the rest of Father's things to be gone through.
But must we? This afternoon?
I think we'd better get it over.
How many more times must I tell you, Josephine? I am on no account to be disturbed in the mornings.
Are you ready, Con? You go first.
You are, under no circumstances, you hear, Constantia, to enter my room without knocking. Now, is that perfectly clear?
Oh, it's not fair, Jug. You're the eldest. How stiff this handle is! Better pull up a blind. It's like a different room. Without... Perhaps we might put it off after all. It's got to be done, Con. But I do wish you wouldn't whisper. Didn't know I was. And why do you keep staring at the bed? There's nothing on the bed now. Chuck, don't say so. Not so loudly. Chuck, we should never have done it. Done what, Con? Everything. The funeral, everything.
The end was quite peaceful, I trust. As to the funeral, as your dear father's old friend, and yours, Miss Pinner, and Miss Constantia, I may arrange that?
I should like it to be quite simple and not too expensive. At the same time, we require...
a good one that will last.
Oh, Connie, I can't. He might... Oh, don't, Jug. Don't let's open anything. At least not for a long time. But it seems so weak, in a way. Why not be weak for once, Jug? Let's be weak for once in our lives, Jug. We'll leave it all. Everything. And as for the watch, it would be so much easier to send it to Benny's son, Jug. Cyril. Oh, yes. Oh, how he will love to have his grandfather's watch. Now, Cyril, your Auntie Con and I know what a man's appetite is, so don't be ashamed of having a good tea.
Oh, I say, Auntie, I've only just had lunch. I had to meet a man at Victoria, and he gave me a terrific blowout.
What a shame, Cyril. And we see you so seldom.
At least you'll have a meringue, won't you? Oh, your dear father was so fond of them.
Do you mind if I take half, to begin with?
Oh, not at all, dear boy.
And is he still so fond of them?
Well, I don't quite know.
Don't know?
Surely.
Well, I mean, it's such a long time. That is...
Even so.
Wait a bit, Aunt Josephine. Yes, of course. How could I have forgotten? That's it. Father's most frightfully keen on meringues.
Now, Cyril, you must come and see your grandfather.
Oh, I say. Auntie Con. Gosh, isn't your clock a bit slow? I've got to meet a man at Paddington just after 5.
Oh, Father won't expect you to stay very long.
Come in, don't hang about. What is it? What have you been up to?
It's Cyril, Father.
Good afternoon, Grandfather.
Well, what have you got to tell me?
Father, dear, Cyril says his father is still very fond of meringues.
Eh?
His father is still very fond of meringues.
Can't hear. Tell me, what's she trying to say?
My God, must I?
Oh, do, dear. It will please him so much.
Come on. Out with it.
Father's still very fond of meringues.
Don't shout. What is the matter with the boy?
Aunt Josephine, do we have to? I really...
It's quite all right, dear boy. He's getting a bit deaf, you know. Cyril only wanted to tell you, Father, dear, that his father is still very fond of meringues.
Meringues? What an extraordinary thing. To come all this way to tell me.
Yes. I shall send Cyril the watch.
I think that'd be very nice. I seem to remember the last time he was here, there was some little trouble about the time. Fried or boiled?
Fried or boiled what, Kate?
Fish for dinner.
Oh, well, why didn't you... How could you expect us to understand, Kate? There are a great many things in this world which can be fried or boiled. Which do you prefer, Con?
I think it would be nice to have it fried. On the other hand, of course, boiled fish is very nice. I think I prefer both equally, unless, of course, you...
I shall fry it.
Constantia, we have something of great importance to discuss.
Yes, Jack.
The question is, do we keep her or do we not?
That is the question.
And this time, Con, we must come to a definite decision.
Yes, Jack.
You see, Con, everything is changed now.
Is it?
We are free, Con.
Free?
We are not dependent anymore. Not on Kate. There's not Father to cook for.
That's perfectly true. Father doesn't need cooking for, does he? He doesn't need cooking now, whatever else.
Con, you're not sleepy, are you?
Sleepy? No.
Well, concentrate. The thing is, we can, if we choose, give that girl notice. We can manage our own food.
Oh, Jack, could we? What would we live on?
Oh, eggs in various forms and cooked foods.
But wouldn't that be very expensive?
Oh, not if one buys them in moderation.
Oh, Jack!
But we must decide now. Does Kate stay or does she go? We can't postpone it again. If we postpone it... last time. Oh, run! Run, go quickly! Oh. The mantelpiece. Sixpence on the mantelpiece. Oh. Wait. Father, he can play as much as he likes. We don't have to stop him. Do you know, Con? I've always rather liked the barrel organ. The sun's out.
Do you know, Jug? I used to come in here at night. Wonder why. It was the moon's fault.
I've been wondering if now that we... What? No. You spoke first, Con. Go on. No, Jack. After you. No. You began.
I'd rather hear what you were going to say first.
Don't be absurd, Con. Really, Jack? Connie? Oh, Jack.
I can't say what I was going to say because I've forgotten.
Well, so have I then. In that case, I've forgotten too. The sun's gone in.
Leslie! Leslie! It's finished! I've done it. It's finished. Celebration with tea.
It's 3 o'clock in the morning.
I've done it straight off. You're in it. It's a
Well, I am-
wicked caricature, darling. It's all under there. You've got to read it now. I insist while I make the tea. Oh, Leslie, you're such a friend. I hold you out of bed, you scarcely protest. I demand that you read and you read.
Well, you've hardly given me a chance.
I shall.
Are you the other daughter?
Not really, but I could be. Oh, I could be. Darling, in spite of what I've said, you know me, I'm a distraught creature.
In spite of what I shall say, you've been a perfect friend to me. Nobody else has. Only you, perfect.
After 8 years of suffering, Catherine Mansfield became convinced that her tubercular condition was the result of spiritual impurity. On her return to London in 1922, she attended a series of lectures given by Uspensky, a disciple of Gurdjieff. Now, the essence of both men's teachings was that man is a machine which alone among the animal world has the capacity of becoming a fully conscious being. Now, if I express this awkwardly, it is because I was unable to follow Catherine into this region of proposed spiritual regeneration. On the other hand, I had no faith of my own to offer her. Finally, in the autumn of 1922, she asked to be admitted on a trial basis to the Gurdjieff Institute for the Harmonious Development of Man at Fontainebleau, near Paris. On entering the institute, she gave up writing entirely.
Камер Тирьевьев и Растини. Это молитвенный коврик из Бухары. 19 января все эти ковры будут украшать наш театр.
These rugs will decorate the theater for our Russian Christmas.
What about our English Christmas?
Now that is before, yes? You will invite us all to your plum pudding?
I will.
А вот великолепный ковер, не правда ли?
Да.
Эти ковры делются, как же видишь, чужими людьми. Ни один не похож на другой. Каждый шов — это молитва,
Each stitch is a prayer
произнесенная простыми людьми,
made by simple people
которые верили,
who believe
что сделанный ими ковер
that the rug they make
— это живая.
is a living thing.
Они говорят нам о целостности,
They
единстве.
speak to us of unity and
Хотя
wholeness.
ни один рисунок не повторяет другого.
No pattern is the same.
А это ворота рая.
And this is the gate of heaven.
Изготовители этих ковриков могут выразить свою индивидуальность. Тогда как на Западе
It is early.
Который час? Еще рано.
Хорошо. I would like to speak Russian with you.
Я хочу Говорить по-русски.
Нет. Я хочу говорить с вами по-русски.
Я хочу говорить с вами по-русски.
Хорошо. We will stop now?
Russian's so much more difficult than French. I learned French so easily.
But you learned it when you was young.
Yes. Everything's harder to come by now. And such a leap into the dark. Coming to the Institute was. This really is a revolution for me, Olga.
It is for all of us.
Trying to live by what I believe in and not, as I have all my life up till now, live one way and think another. I told my husband I really could not go on pretending to be one person and being another anymore.
He has never come to the Institute?
He will. He's coming. I've asked him to.
Will he like us, do you think?
Part of him will. He thinks I've moved away from him. They see that I haven't. I was a frail half-creature who migrated towards sofas. That's all he's really known of me these last years. But now, oh, I can see how we will live one day. So happily, so splendidly.
Will you write again, do you think?
I want to. But differently, more steadily. Only when I'm whole. It's not writing as writing that needs criticism and correction, Olga, so much as the mind and character of the writer. One must become more to write better. Then, perhaps... how glorious it would be. Then I could write, not as did the late lamented Catherine Mansfield, but in a new way, a new pattern. A growing and a generous pattern. In it, the commonplace virtues would become as attractive as ordinarily the vices are made to be. The good would be the witty, the evil would be the dull. Everything I've written so far has been too hectic, too harsh, too ironic, too unmerciful. Not whole. Fatal division, disunity. Too sweet, too sour. So never quite true. It's like a dream.
Yes, it is progressing.
When have you seen such butterflies?
In my mind, I think I will put a hippopotamus on this branch here. What do you think?
Will it balance?
Oh, it will hold tight.
Are we too much like children playing here, do you think?
Yes, working children. What is so very adult about working as a neurotic machine in the outside world? Oh, I painted before. I was a professional. But each day I ask myself, for who do I paint? And always the same terrible answer. For me. Yes, me. I felt like a spinning spider in an empty house. But for who was this web? Always me. I thought I was the spider, but really, I was the fly, too. Struggling, choking, and I was lucky. After all, I was an artist. But how much more the struggle for the person making mass production articles on a conveyor belt. But here, everything is made for each other. To peel a potato is an act of communal absolution. Yes?
I begin to believe it is.
You will, you will. Mr. Gurdjieff soon dismisses the false pretenders.
I shall ask him if I can sleep here. Do you think he will let me? He said this morning.
Ask him.
Yes. To smell the breath of the cows, to hear them rustling in the straw. To sleep under your tree. That would be about as close to heaven as I have ever been.
Why flower? Why take all the trouble to grow yourself to such perfection? Only to be brushed away. Everybody gone. To work? Or play? Just you and me.
Lottie's stuck. She's not. She's such a little silly. Wait, Kazaya! She's afraid. She climbed over yesterday. Wait for me! Kazaya, you can use my big bucket if you come with me. Could I? No, Kazaya! She is too small. You're as silly as her. It's all right, darling. I'm coming. I did try. I know you did, but you need your other foot over. This one? No, silly, that one. Where do I put it? Here. Right down there. It's not far. You can. Here, I'll lift you. No, me. I'm doing it. Come on! I did it! Come on. I'm getting rid of that style now, aren't I? There's Cousin Pip! I'm right! Let's snoop up!
Look what I've discovered.
What are you going to do with it?
Keep it, of course. It's a find. See?
Won't you need the other one?
Girls, there are lots of things buried in the sand. They get chucked up from wrecks. And this boot's treasure. See?
I wonder whose it was.
Drowned sailors.
Snooker doesn't smell so much today, does he? The salt cleans him.
Rags? What? Shall I show them what I found yesterday?
Hey, tell!
I'd make them promise first. Promise you won't tell. Say, cross my heart, straight dinkum.
Father doesn't like us saying that. He says it's common.
Ah, say it, or I won't show you.
Cross my heart straight, Dinkum.
Right. Turn round. Don't look. Shut your eyes. Keep still. Right. Now! It's an emerald.
Is it?
Yes. It's the biggest ever found. It's as big as a star.
Lovely. It's glass.
It's not. It's a real emerald.
Our Auntie Belle's got a real one.
Not as big as that. Children! Children! Lunch! Lunch!
Didn't you want your lunch, ma'am?
No, Alice. But he does. So greedy. Draining me dry.
Is there anything you need, ma'am?
No, Alice. Just rest. Rest.
Does Mother love us, Grandma?
Of course she does.
Not like you do.
Oh, that's different. I haven't borne you.
Does having children make you tired?
Sometimes.
Has having us made Mother tired?
Oh, a little, I expect. Now, go to sleep. And no more questions. It's our rest time.
We saw an emerald on the beach this morning.
Did you?
Oh, I shouldn't have told you. I swore I wouldn't. I crossed my heart. Will I die now I've told you?
I don't expect you will, darling. Not if I keep your secret.
Can you? It was so beautiful, I had to tell you.
Of course you did. Your secret is safe with me, darling.
Safe as safe?
Safer.
That's not a real smile. That's just wind from being greedy. That may be a real smile now, but it's no use doing it at me. I don't like babies, I never have. You don't believe me, do you? Just like your father. He doesn't believe me either.
What are you thinking about, Grandma?
I was thinking of your Uncle William.
My Australian Uncle William.
Yes, of course.
The one I never saw.
That was the one.
What happened to him?
I've told you a dozen times, darling, what happened to Uncle William.
Tell me again.
Well, he went to the mines and he got sunstroke.
Down in a mine?
When he came up one day.
He just fell over by a big black hole.
Not quite.
Why did Uncle William have to die?
It just happened, Keziah. 18, 21, 24.
Does everybody really have to die?
Everybody.
Even my new brother?
Sooner or later, darling.
Even me?
Someday, my darling.
But you said I wouldn't.
Not yet, I said.
But what if I just won't?
We're not asked. Keziah. It happens to us all.
So confident. Is it because you're a boy? Oh. Hello, my little man.
Grandma,
What, my pet?
you're not to die. I've decided.
Oh, Keziah. Don't let's talk about it.
But you're not to. I've made up my mind. You could never leave me. You couldn't not be there. Promise me you'll never do it. Please promise. Say never. You must.
Oh, mind my knitting, child.
Say never or I'll tickle you.
That's
Say never.
You are. You're...
Say never. Say never. Say never.
Oh, you wild phony. Oh, it's enough, my squirrel. No more. Off you get now. Pick up my knitting. Oh, it's time we saw about getting some tea for your mother.
Hello, Jonathan.
Greeting, my fair sister in wedlock. Greeting, my celestial peach blossom. Dost thou loiter here to await thy liege, Lord Uxor Officinalis?
You are absurd, Jonathan. Stanley never gets back till 7.
Then my troubadour can sport the knots. Where are the other noble dames?
Mother's giving the boy his bath. Belle's in her room, I suppose.
Hast thou no pity on thy fair sister? Admittedly, her nose is more snubbed than thine. Thine is perfect. Hers is human.
Beryl's hair is not her best feature.
She plats it like a snake of burnished gold. And yet she yearns to loosen it, to have it loosed about her shoulders, does she not?
I've no idea, Jonathan.
Well, thou hast thy lord, she has none. Longs she not for a lover? Someone who can find the Beryl none of us can ever know. Yet how can she find such a one? Remove it out here, far from all masculine concourse, by her fell brother-in-law.
Beryl and Stanley play cribbage after dinner.
Linda, Linda, thou art merciless.
Have you come to borrow something?
A little love, a little kindness, and to fetch me 2 scallywags then.
You can't be a bee. A bee's not an animal, it's an insect.
But I do want to be a bee frightfully.
In this game, there are only animals.
An insect must be an animal. It makes a noise. It's not like a fish.
I'm a bull. Moo!
It's only Cousin Pip. I'll be a sheep. A whole lot of sheep went past this morning. Ba, 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 ba. You can't be a sheep. I'm a sheep. Can't I be a lamb? Ba. No, I was a sheep first. What can I be? What can I be? It'll have to be something very easy, or she'll forget. I won't. Be a donkey, Lottie. Or you can't forget that. Or when do I have to say it?
Moo! I'll explain. Cock-a-doodle! Be quiet and cards. I turn this one up, and it's got 2 spots on it. See? No, Lottie, you mustn't look first. You must put the card down, then if it's the same, you take the pile.
But everybody see the same time as me. That's a game, darling. What am I? I've forgotten.
And so you go back to the office on Monday, do you, Jonathan?
On Monday, the cage door opens and clangs to upon the victim for another 11 months and a week.
It must be awful.
Would you have me laugh, then, sister-in-law? Would you have me weep?
I suppose one gets used to it. One gets used to anything.
Does one? I wonder how it's done. I've never managed it. I never got used to the office. Never.
Stanley doesn't seem to mind.
Fair one, thy liege lord earneth double the doubloons that I do. Not that I grudge him if it keeps you in frills and furbelows.
Of course, Stanley's in his own business. That makes a difference.
Yeah. To me, it seems just as imbecile, just as infernal to have to go to the office on Monday as it always has done and always will do. To spend all the best years of one's life sitting on a stool from 9 to 5, scratching in somebody's ledger. It's a queer use to make of one's one and only life, isn't it? Or do I fondly dream? Tell me, what is the difference between my life and that of an ordinary prisoner?
But you chose it?
Not cruel. But thou speakest sooth. Yes, I put myself in jail. Nobody's ever going to let me out. I was going to be a musician, I was going to be a writer, but I put myself in an office. That's a more intolerable situation than the other. If I'd been pushed in against my will, kicking even, once the door was locked, or at any rate in 5 years or so, I might have accepted the fact. Begun to take an interest in the flight of flies, or counting the warder's steps along the passage with particular attention to variations of tread and so on. But as it is, I'm like an insect that's flown into a room of its own accord. I dash against the windows, flop against the ceiling, do anything on God's earth, in fact, except fly out again. And all the while I'm thinking, like that moth or that butterfly, whatever it is, the shortness of life. The shortness of life of only one night or one day, and there's this vast, dangerous garden waiting out there, undiscovered, unexplored.
But if you feel like that, why don't you?
Ah, there you have me. Why indeed? Why don't I fly out again? There's the window or the door, so hopelessly shut. Is it? Why don't I find it and be off? I've got the 2 boys to provide for, but after all, they're boys. I could cut off to sea, or get a job up country, or... Weak. No stamina, no anchor, no guiding principle, let us call it. Oh, Jehovah, whose eye is upon me, ever watchful, never weary. At your coming, the whole earth will shake into one ruined graveyard. Cold, bright angels will drive us this way and that, and we shall have no time to explain what could be explained so simply. 3 stools, 3 desks, 3 ink pots, and a wire blind was my life, Lord.
Is it too late? Even now?
I'm old. I'm old. Gray hairs.
I've never noticed before.
Heaven reward thy sweet patience, lady mine, for to have listened to my moan.
did we shut the door for? Why did we shut the door?
Wouldn't it be awful now if a spider was to drop from the ceiling?
Oh, don't. You'll frighten Lottie, and spiders don't drop from the ceiling.
Yes, they do. Ones as big as saucers with long hairs on them like gooseberries.
Somebody ought to come and call us.
What is it?
A face! A face! Looking! Grandma! Mother!
Somebody!
Hello, such a record. Oh, what we all being.
Oui. You said you'd be at the lodge to open the gate.
I was doing the carnations.
Carnations?
Striking them, no joke, I was. It's my job, not much compared to the others, but... Bogey, you look so healthy. It's lovely.
And you look...
What?
Let me see, no, not so close.
What?
Transmuted.
You must see my room first. It's big enough for both of us, then I'll show you round, all round. There. The drawing of you in pride of place. But not the photo. The drawing was so unfair on it. It simply paled beside it. Oh, my darling, how I've longed for this moment. Do you begin to understand now why I had to disentangle myself from our love by coming here?
Wait a moment, you haven't given me a minute.
I know, I do rush at everything. I'm sorry, my darling. But the Institute has helped me so much, so unbelievably. I've been able to make a clean sweep of all my fears. I'm not sick and frightened anymore. I've come out of the dark, Bogey. I was so frightened when I came here, as I think you were for me. The doctrines do seem so cranky, and yet they do work. At least they have for me. And I was so afraid I'd lose you, so afraid. It was the life of the head, this fearful intellectualness at the expense of all the rest of us that got us, me, into such horror. But now I know there can be a balance between emotion, mind, and body.
You sound almost like Lawrence.
Oh? Oh, he'd love it here, if his pride would let him.
Wouldn't it?
No, because nobody here is any more important than anybody else. That would be terrible for him.
But your chest, your lungs...
I pay them no attention anymore. I ignore them.
But you do see the doctor regularly.
There are 3. I go to Dr. Young once a week.
And what does he say?
All the normal things. But the difference is, darling, that here I make the effort to do things, which I didn't before.
How much longer do you think you'll stay here? I mean, you said until the spring in one of your letters.
Well, perhaps soon. I'm not quite absolutely sure, but the feeling's been growing that I've gained nearly all I can from Gurdjieff, that soon I can spread my wings again. Do you want that?
More than all the world.
Then I shall spread them, and I'll fly back to my Bogey, and we'll get a cottage in England. And I want you to grow things, and we'll have animals, and we'll be poor again.
Well, we've only just stopped being.
No, I mean poor in imagination, in ideas, in impulses, in wishes. Oh, don't look so shocked. We must be simple. We must get rid of this immense collection our minds are crammed with and get back to our real needs. Do I sound banal?
Very. But you look... Oh, my love. It's like a miracle.
It is. It is.
It doesn't embarrass you?
Not a bit.
Hello. Very glad you could come.
It's Olga's teaching me Russian.
Is she a good pupil?
Very.
You know, this pot must be gold. Have we got any gold?
No, I'll ask Mr. Saltzman for some.
I've got some. I'm tired. I'm going to go up to our room. Do you want to stay?
No, I'm coming. Oh, tell me, pretty maiden, are there any more at home? Wig. What is it? Wig! God! I can't. Wig!
I believe I'm going to die.
I'll get a doctor. Doctor! 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 It's my wife. Doctor! Oh, my God. She is dead.
Do stars ever blow about?
Not to notice,
I've never been out so late.
haven't you? That's moving house for you.
Where are we now?
Getting there. Getting there.
We've got an uncle and an aunt living near our new house.
All right.
They've got 2 children. Pip the eldest is called, and Rags is the youngest.
Friends for you.
They're not friends. They're family. Rags has got a ram. He has to feed it with an enamel teapot with a glove over the spout. He's going to show us. They've got a dog too, but he smells.
Tell the ram when he gets older.
Will he?
Ram's gonna touch ripe later on.
What's the difference between a ram and a sheep?
Ram has horns. See the Picton boat right out there?
Where's it going?
Picton. Tired?
No, not an atom bit.
Not far off now.
Found your way in the dark.
Perfectly well.
Keziah, can I trust you to carry the lamp?
Yes, my grandma.
This way. Now then, you must be very quiet. Because poor little mother has got such a headache.
Are those the children?
Well, put down the lamp, Keziah, or we shall have the house on fire before we're out of packing cases. More tea, Stanley?
Well, you might just give me 5/8 of a cup. These are tip-top chops. Well, Keziah, how'd you like waiting at the old house?
Not much.
There simply wasn't an inch of room left in the buggy. Not an inch.
That's why you had to wait for the drag.
I had a whole chop for my supper, and was the sauce. Didn't I, Father?
Oh, don't boast, Isabel.
I wasn't boasting, was I, Mummy? I thought they would like to know.
That's enough, Isabel. What a pickle, eh?
How long do you think it'll take us to get cleared up, eh, Beryl? A couple of weeks?
Oh, good heavens, no. The worst is over. The servant girl and I have simply slaved all day. We didn't sit down for a moment.
I don't suppose you expected me to rush away from the office and nail carpets, did you?
No, certainly not.
I mean, what the hell does she expect us to do? Sit down and fan herself with a palm leaf while I have a gang of professionals in to do the job? One's sister-in-law can't do a hand's turn occasionally without shouting.
Father's slippers are in that hold all over. They're marked urgent necessities. Do get them. Then you'll feel better.
I didn't expect to see these for at least a month.
There. You see?
Do you think you're going to like it?
I'm sure I will. If you do.
I don't want to tell you, but I think I ought to, Mother. Keziah's drinking tea out of Aunt Beryl's cup.
She can. We're all topsy-turvy.
Do we have beds to sleep in this house?
You shall, you shall. And in the morning, how you can explore. I'll say good night.
Good night.
Good night.
I wonder if it's steep enough. Soon see. I'll do that again, when the world stops spinning.
you.